Hello, this is Drexciya coming in from the deep end.
Tell me about the ideas and concepts behind Drexciya.
Well, basically, they just come from the inside, the way we feel with the vibes of the music. And whichever way it takes us, that's the direction we go in. So as far as the titles and the songs themselves and when they're being created, it's just basically wherever it takes us, the current takes us, that's what we're going with. So at any given time, a title could pop up, at any given time a song could pop up, but there's nothing that's really pre-planned. So
you've said that we float. Is that a good description?
Well, more or less flow with the current.
Okay. You've also said that you move against the rules. Tell me about that. Tell me why that's important.
Well, I guess you could say to do something different. Try something different. Because sometimes you might have, I guess you say, physical laws and properties that say that you can't do this and it's impossible. But hey, why not just give it a try again and see what else can happen out of it, And say, for instance, like the laws of properties of different music styles and the way it's supposed to be arranged and it's supposed to be like this. Well, technically we have no rules in the way structures of the music is supposed to be. So that's just when we're able to just do anything, and make it beautiful. So it's all about controlling and harnessing the energy.
Yeah, because a lot of your tracks, sometimes they'll be like full tracks, and other times they'll just be sort of like a brief look at something. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. But that's right on the money, because it's just another view of the world of Drexciya, and I guess you could say it's just, like I said, it's just where we're at right now. It's just part of the current. So I mean, hey, you might be going down some rough water this time. Next time you might be on some calm, still water. Next time you never know, you might hit a whirlpool or something like that. So it all depends on which way we're going to go with it. So.
Well, tell me about Lardozia.
Well, Lardozia is just another city that's on the outside of the other side of Drexciya. There's many different cities around there, and as time goes on, we'll bring them forth or whatnot. Especially just another place, just right over the Red Hills and whatnot, and it's just a different, very calm, tranquil place. Where things just very, I guess you say, easy going. It's not really that hustle and bustle and so forth and so on. It's more or less just carefree and just very mellow, like trance. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So what would a Drexciya concert be like?
Well, that's yet to be seen. So, but I believe if I put it like this, it'll be a hell of a show. It's going to be a show that's just an appearance of coming up there and sitting in front of some keyboards. So once we get ready to come out and make our appearance on stage, it's going to be a show. So that's the way we want to do it. So it's going to be a full-fledged concert, not just as a appearance at a party or something like that, at halftime or something like that, When we do our shows, it's going to be a concert to where you come to see us and maybe a few other people, and it's going to be a concert. Then afterwards, it might be like an after party or something like that somewhere else, but it won't be a full-fledged concert like it's supposed to be.
Now, would you want to do that underwater?
Yeah. Anywhere. Hey, anywhere. Sewer, underwater, swimming pool, shit in the middle of a swamp, in a back alley somewhere. It doesn't make us a difference. We appear anywhere. It's like I said, it all depends. So.
Tell me how the water relates to your music and how it relates to Drexciya.
Well, water has many different properties. It comes in many different forms and many different shapes. It's one of the most powerful element that's on this planet. And it comes in like different sizes and different weights. That's the way we see our music. We can just about come in any different shape, any size that we want. Just of the length of the song, how aggressive the song is, how transparent or how thick it is, how pure, how diluted. It all depends. you know, how fast or how slow. Same property in the water. You know, water runs fast, water runs slow, and it's the best way to, I guess, put a visual picture in your mind of Drexciya and what we're all about. You know, so you have to go hand in hand. I mean, you have to have all the dimensions as far as you have to have visual, you have to have the sonic side of things, and you have to have a purpose, concept, you know, to make it live. So once you bring in the world of Drexciya and the people and how they're living their lives, you know, in Drexciya, and then you put the element of water, which is the basic element of life, period, you know, for anyone. So once you factor in all these different things, then, you know, this is what Drexciya's basic principles are.
How does the water itself how does that affect the music, like music underwater as opposed to music above water?
Well, like I said, I mean, you can use it in any degree. I mean, like one time that, say for instance, the time that we get ready to go into some rough rapids, you know what I'm saying? Or there's just some strong undertows and whatnot. Or better yet, maybe it's just still, you know, very calm. It's just a very gentle flow. So when you're making music, it all depends. You know, it'll tell you which water that you're in. So.
Okay, well, tell me why it is so important that you don't make it easy for people to understand Drexciya, because you could lay it all out on the line, but you don't do that. You hold back. Like, I know in some ways I'm asking you a question that I know the answer to, but it's also because it's an interview that I have to ask you about that.
Right. Well, basically, it's to let people, I guess, they tap into their mind. You know, use their creativity and be halfway. You know, just like anything. You know, I'll put it out here for you, and I'll give you enough to where it's like, damn, which is kind of deep, but it's a little bit more to it. So really, once you really look at it and really like even listen to it, there's more going on inside that music than what you really think you're really hearing. I mean, you can like go in a record store and drop the needle and listen to it for 2 seconds. You haven't heard all of the Drexciya record until you listen to the whole entire track. You know, because there's a lot of things that's going on in there. So basically, you know, we kind of do that intentionally to let people, you know, stimulate their minds. You know, take them deeper into the world of Drexciya. You know, instead of just laying it out there to make it kind of dull and boring. You know, because once you have something that's like a mystery, you know, it people enjoy that more. Instead of just having something that just goes like, oh, that's very simple. It's just a couch sitting over there in the corner. You know, but if you have some weird, transparent, liquid chair over there that's steadily moving, you know, you want to take a closer look at it and go like, what the hell is that? You know, you go, oh, damn, that's supposed to be a couch? And you go and sit down on it, and it like wraps itself around you and caresses you and just like make you go, ooh, you know, and put, you know, chills down your back, make your hair raise up on the back of your neck. You know, that's what the kind of effect we put into the music. You know, to where it's a 50-50 thing. You know, there's a little bit of a mystery to it.
So you want your music to be like an exercise, like a process, as opposed to a final result. So it can be different for everyone. They sort of get back what they put in, sort of, you know, right. Push, pull, give, take kind of thing.
Oh yeah, action and reaction. You know, I mean, I'd rather have something to where it's going to stimulate you and it's going to move you in different ways than to have something that's just there and it's humdrum. You know, and kind of boring. It's the same typical thing that, you know, you get every single day. You know, so.
Okay, well, pardon me, I've got a cold here. Let's talk more about Drexciya again. I want to know what's it like to ride a manta ray.
Oh, that's fun. It's pretty fun. I mean, she dashing through the water, you know, it's almost like a dolphin. A little bit slower at times, but not too many people can do that.
Well, tell me some more about Drexciya. About because you said that you've told some people about some things like the Red Hills and things like that, but what are some of the other things that you'll be telling us about?
Well, basically, one of the main things they're working on is the lab that Neptune's lair. And right now we're in the process of, I guess you say, doing a lot more experiments or whatnot. And so in the forthcoming, I guess say years or whatnot, you'll be hearing a lot more experiments. And because that's the one thing we're going to start doing because it's time now to go back and do some more research on some different kind of elements and whatnot. So, like one of the things, the monopoly plexus gel, and that's, I guess you could say the gel is alive, but it's just not alive. As far as like it was on the top side, to kind of just disappear. Catch what I'm saying? The energy that makes it live is from the energy that lives in Drexciya, the magic, and it comes strictly from Earth because the monoplexus gel and strand taps itself right down into the planet. So the planet actually gives itself life. You catch me?
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you actually look at the album, there's a lot of different titles and stuff that, names different elements that's on there that goes along with it. So, I'm gonna kind of leave that one as a little bit of a mystery so that people kind of, go along with that and follow that. And I'm waiting on some feedback off that, off the email address and, let people tell me what they think about that and if they can follow the concept.
Now, again, this is the question that I know the answer to, but I have to ask it. Tell me why it is important that that you took a break, and that you've come back now with Neptune's Lair, and why you're doing things on your own terms as opposed to when you actually release material as Drexciya, as opposed to some artists that might put out stuff on a more regular basis. Tell me why that's so important.
Well, there's no difference between, then and now, but the only difference is that I feel that we need to start picking up the pace. Because like I said, we still just might put out some stuff over with Michael or not, that's a given, so, but we're just going to pick up the pace, and actually the break, it's like we take breaks anyway to get away from everything and just be fresh, but basically during that time, it's like I said, we did think about just giving it up, because the inspiration on how things were going around here, it just wasn't, it just wasn't right, and but it just came to a point to where it was like, we can't give it up, we can't do it, it's in our blood, it's in our veins. I mean, we just can't stay out of the studio, we can't stop doing what we do. So basically, it was just like, hey, we got to go for it, we got to do it, we're going to pick up the pace, and just come on with it, and just do what we do best.
Now, you've said that you make music to make people happy, not because of money or because of ego.
Right. Yeah. Well, most definitely. And that's the way it should be. Because if you do it for, if you make music for any other purpose, it's not going to come out right. It's not going to feel free. You're not going to be able to create freely like you're supposed to. The music wouldn't come out because you'll be making music to survive. You'll be making music for phony reasons, but if you make music because you love it, it's your blood, I mean, you're going to make some of the most beautiful things that anybody has ever heard, I mean, look at Quincy Jones, look at Stevie Wonder, those guys still making beautiful music, I mean, they do it because they love it, they're not doing it because they want the money. I mean, look at Prince now, you think he actually cared? He said one of his interviews that he don't care if he got a #1 record. He's making music instead of putting out because he loves it. I mean, he could have went out there and got fat record deals and all that stuff from Warner Brothers and who screwed him, whoever else, for millions and millions of dollars, but he don't care about that. He want to do his thing because he loves it. And if you don't love it, leave it alone.
So you probably believe that there's too many records coming out these days?
I really don't know, because that's another thing too. Like I said, when I'm in the process of working in the lab, I kind of stay away from everything, and I don't keep up on that. you know, that's something I don't monitor that. So.
But what do you think about the music that is done for to keep a schedule and is done to for money and egos? Do you think that's important to have that come out to show people a contrast between that and the music that's made to make people happy, or do you think it would be better if there just wasn't bad music out there?
Well, you need a balance, and I feel like this is a very big world, and people are going to do whatever they want to do. Just like how electronic music comes in many different forms. Just like I'm not going to blast rave music no more or anything else, because I finally realized as I became older that, you know, this is a big planet and there's enough room for everybody. The thing is, as long as you don't step on each other's toes, you know, and try to push each other down, then it shouldn't be no problem. It shouldn't be a conflict. You know, the only time I have problems is when people will step on my toes or try to, you know, do something like that. But in other words, it's a big planet. You know, like I said, you're gonna have those who make music just for profit, and that ego trip, you know, and that's fine and dandy. You know, that's them. You know, so whatever they do doesn't affect me. You know, because I'm only responsible for what I do. You know, so.
Well, tell me what was the catalyst that took you into the world of Drexciya when you began? Was it something like Submerge's Alleys of Your Mind, or was it something before that? What made you realize that you had to do this?
Well, first started with, music. It started with music, period. It even started before then. I mean, it really had to start like back in the disco era, you know, with some of the more underground type disco songs, you know, that with a real heavy bass, rich bass to it or whatever. And it really started picking up into the latter part of the 70s with, like, when Positron came out. And then through the whole 80s and the whole musical revolution in the 80s. I mean, it goes across the whole entire board, from rock to punk to, like I said, new wave to R&B to funk to techno to hip hop. You know, so the whole music scene really molded us to that. And at that point, it was like we have no choice but to do this, because, you know, what's busting at the seams is like, you know, it's like a very ripe grape, you know, and you get ready to transform over to a raisin. You know what I'm saying? Life goes on. So in other words, kind of like, you know, just kept going until we just grew to that point to where it was like, okay, we're old enough, we have the energy inside of us to start tinkering around, let's see what we can do. So when we started messing around a little bit, we found out, yeah, you know, this is what we should be doing. We went in that direction. So
what is Drexciya's relationship with today's music technology? Because we have basic tools that people are still using, like the Roland 808, which you use, but we also have a lot of computer programs and things like that. Because I know you don't do more than one or two takes of your music, and you try to keep it very pure and very of the moment and very spontaneous. So what's Drexciya's relationship with today's music technology?
Well, sad to say is that, well, not sad to say, but just plain and simple, Drex would never do a record on a computer. I feel like this, in order to continue pure music and the sound and the way that we feel, we can put our souls into it. We can't transform our soul onto a computer. You know, the way it come out, that's the way it is. So like if there's a glitch or a little pop or something in there, I'm gonna leave it in there. I don't want my stuff to sound so clean and so pure that it's not real no more. You know, it's not human. You know, I came from eras where, you know, music was music. It was good. You can feel it. Your soul. You run into your veins. With some of this computer stuff, and it's so clean and it's so, you know, right to the, it's so there that you lose that human effect of it. You know, I don't want to lose that human side of it, and I feel that too much, and when it's too clean, you lose that, and it becomes not real anymore. It becomes synthetic. I don't like that. You know, electronic music is cool, yeah, it's futuristic, you know, so forth and so on, but yet still, electronic music does have a human side to it, and I don't want to lose that. And I can't put, like I said, my soul into it if I did it on the computer. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. You know, and I won't do it. So as far as like when it comes down to the final process, then fine and dandy, do what you got to do. But when it's being made, I don't think so. Forget about it. You know. But there's nothing wrong with computers. Yeah, I have a computer, I love it. But when it comes to the music, forget about it. You know.
Now, is that part of the reason why you've gone back to using the 808 instead of the 909? Because the 808 seems to have more of a warmer type of sound.
No, we use it on.
You're still using a 909?
Yeah, but not recently though. It was in the shop, but kind of blew it up. So I think we put too much stress on it. So that's the reason why people haven't really heard it too much. But it's on one of these albums. I mean, one of these records here though. And so as soon as we get it out of the like I said, the hospital ward, so we'll put it back in action. But right now it's kind of wounded. So.
How important do you think that that gear such as that has been to the music? Like, what if, for instance, Roland had never created their the 808 and the 909, the 727 and things like that? How would Drexciya be if that didn't happen?
Well, we'll be using something else. We'll probably be using live drums. I mean, if drum machines were never created, we'll be using real drums. So, and if no one have ever heard 808 drop or 909, then I don't think none of us will miss it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So actually, if it was never came around, I don't think nobody would miss it. That even goes to speak of future equipment to be made now. That if some new sound or something new process had was about to be developed, but we don't know about it right now. I mean, hey, how are we going to miss it if we never knew about it? So.
Now, how do you feel about the continued popularity of Electro? Because it's always been there. It's always been like a lifeblood of Detroit, but it seems like the world, back a couple of years back, like 97 or so, it's sort of like the world clued in and said, they made it seem like Electro had come back, but it was sort of like Electro was always there, and they got the impression that it had come back. So they sort of had a false impression of it, but you know that it's always been around. How do you feel about the continued popularity of Electro?
Well, it's good because actually it shouldn't have left because, I can tell you why it left is because people stopped putting the energy into it. They stopped putting that lifeline into making it because, as far as I'm concerned with Electro was very versatile. I mean, Electro comes in many different forms, better than, say for instance, acid or some of the other ones. Those are singling out one specific type of way of producing. With Electro, it comes in many different forms, many different speeds, and it's very colorful, very flamboyant, and that's why I feel that it never left, and it's going to stay here. As long as people put their creativity together, and put the energy into it, then you have your work, So.
Well, is there any groups in Electro that you don't think are doing Electro justice?
No, because like I said, I don't pay attention to that. That's not my place to judge no more.
So it's different strokes for different folks. It's okay if people are doing the different things.
Exactly, because simple fact, I feel like this. Somebody out there is going to like it. You know what I'm saying? It's a big world. That's the reason why we make our records the way we do in a 365-degree angle, 360-degree angle to where somebody's going to like it. Somebody's going to like one of the songs on the record. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're not all in the same vein. You might like this record, and this guy might not like it over here. But the record that he liked, you might not like it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit for everybody.
So how do you feel about Drexciya's continued influence on people that are doing music and just starting out doing music?
Well, I'm happy because that's what I wanted to do. Because I wanted to keep on that lifeline after us. Just like the torch was passed down through us from Juan and African Bambaataa and a whole bunch of other ones who was before us. They passed the energy down through us. So I feel it was our job in order to keep this going for us to pass it on to the next generation and let them do it. But if I don't put my energy into it and my spirit and my soul into this music, how they ever going to tap into it and how they ever going to grab it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I work so hard at this too. Just because I love this damn music and I'm going to die doing this music. You know, and I want to keep it going. You know.
So you'd say music is the most important thing to you because of what you can express through it?
It's the third most important thing.
What are the other two?
God and my family.
Okay. Now you've said that you're holding back on doing any traveling until 2001.
Oh well, touring probably.
Okay. Well, what's prompting you to wait, and what's prompting you to do things in 2001?
Well, I put like this 2001. I think that's about like a 10th year anniversary since we've been doing this, and at that point in time, I think that's our breaking point. And I think that's one time to really accelerate and take it to really that third, fourth, and beyond level. You know, but if right now we've really just been doing tests for these past 10 years. You know, blip versions if you want to put it out, or whatever else you want to call it. You know, just testing, seeing how what people like and what they don't like. You know, and just molding the scene. You know, and seeing if they want it and if they're ready for it. You know, radical, different ways of seeing things, doing music. You know, that's different from the norm. You know, because people got set in a way to where they were going to listen to one specific type of music and it was just straightforward. Anything else, they wouldn't give it a try. They lost that versatile listening. You know, like we had back in the 80s. Because back in the 80s, I mean, you listen to them to anything, especially if it was good. And we kind of lost that. But now, people are starting to get their ear back to where they're going out and they're sampling. When sampling, just tasting a little bit of this, tasting a little bit of that. You know, they're going to dabble in here. They find out that, damn, this shit is good. You know, so around about that time, we should be ready to really go out and really kick us some dust. So.
Do you feel the same way about today's radio and today's DJs, the ways that they're presenting the music? Because in a lot of ways, it's you're not going to hear, you know, different styles. You're not going to hear the B-52s and Prince and, you know, George Clinton. You're not going to hear a variety of types of funk. It's going to be someone is playing house, or someone is playing techno, or someone is playing electro. Do you think the people that are doing that are doing a disservice to the music?
Well, I feel like as long as they're still playing a variety, you know, that's all that makes a difference. Because, you know, some things people really can't get into right then and there. They really have to, you know, it's a different way of listening to it. You know what I'm saying? Say for instance, like, good example, like back when hardcore rap came out. Like, we'll say for instance, Ice-T, you know. Ice-T didn't have none of his records on the radio, but yet still he was very successful. You know what I'm saying? By word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? So, it's the same thing here. I mean, as long as you still have a versatile, like you said, being versatile and playing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, that's all that matters.
Now, have you heard the new Kraftwerk material that they did for Expo 2000?
No.
Are you interested in hearing that, or you're interested in focusing on what you're doing?
Well, just as soon as I get out of the studio, I'll go right to the record store, since you told me. As soon as I get out the lab.
So Kraftwerk is still important to you?
Yeah, everybody's important to me, man. Like I say, it's a time and place for everything, though. Everybody's important. It's the thing that, you know, when I'm working, I kind of like keep everybody away from me because I don't want to pick up the energy. You know, but everybody's important. I mean, I love everybody. I love music to death. You know, I still buy records. You know, I listen to the radio, like I said, when I'm not working. So, but yeah, well, since you told me about that, I did. The first person who told me about that. So, as soon as I get out the lab, I'm going direct to the record store.
Now, you've said that Drexciya is going to be picking up the pace towards the year 2001. How is that going to influence when another Drexciya album comes out? And you had mentioned that you have plans on doing more material on UR, but you also have plans of doing stuff on Trésor.
Well, I'm planning on doing records wherever we go. You know, wherever the flow takes us. I mean, we might end up on La Lipstick records. You know, it don't make a difference. The thing is, Drexciya is still Drexciya. You know, we're still gonna do whatever we do. It's not the record label that makes we make the records. You know, we make who we are. You know, just like, you know, you make the money and the money don't make you. And that has no influence on who we deal with as far as on the business end, and we don't tie the two together. You know, we keep that separate, because once you start mixing business and politics, you know, into creation, then that's when you have a problem. So when it comes down to that, it really doesn't make a difference. You know, as long as it's being, as long as the money's right, you know, you get paid like you're supposed to, and very trustworthy. That's all that matters to me. And I have that trust and that honor that you're gonna do what you said you're gonna do, and you're gonna pay me like you're supposed to, so I can like put the money back into the lab and do what we got to do to continue on our, you know, our work. So, but when you screw that up, then that's when we have a problem. So, but if you push it out, I don't care.
So you probably have a lot of respect for Prince and what he did with leaving his record company and showing people that you can do it another different way, and like Chuck D of Public Enemy with them and doing stuff as well.
Much respect, because I mean, if you're getting screwed in a situation to where they're not working with you no more, you got to do what you got to do. You know, because like I said, they did it because they love the music. You know what I'm saying? And they're not gonna let somebody because of their practical ways of doing business stop their love for the music. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was all about. That's why I respect them so much, because they have that much love for the music that they said screw it. I mean, Chuck threw his album on the internet. You know what I'm saying? The record companies was mad as hell, and they wasn't selling it. Some cuts that they didn't sell. I mean, people they could just download it. You know, they was pissed off about that. But Chuck was like, fuck that. You know, whatever. You know.
No, I know you don't like to talk about other people's music, but I did want to ask you about that in relation to what we just talked about, and that is Sony Records in Germany has just done a trance version of Rolando's Jaguar.
Oh yeah.
And have you heard about that situation?
No.
Okay, yeah. So the Sony Germany did a trance version of Rolando's Jaguar, and Mad Mike and Rolando are obviously very unhappy about that. What would you, how would you react? React to a situation if perhaps Sony Germany had done a cover of, say, Positron Island, something like that?
Well, first of all, I mean, they don't own the rights to it. They don't have a right to do it, so we'll sue the fuck out of them. But, you know, about Mike not being unhappy, I don't know how the situation went down, but I'm pretty sure if they're unhappy about it, you know, evidently it's not right. So, you know, but I can understand, because like I said, I don't like, you know, I don't remix my songs whatsoever either. So, and if they released it or did something like that, you know, whatever their principles on the way that they see things, want to do things, evidently they didn't like it. So, and you know, I'm backing them 100%, whatever, you know, how they feel about it. So, because if it was wrong, it's wrong.
So again, I think it comes down to the purity of making music for the music and not the money and the egos.
No. Like I said, money does play an issue in it, but it plays an issue in order to advance what you're doing. That's the way I see it. You know, and of course, if you're doing it because this is your only given way to, I guess, bring funds to take care of your life support, you know what I'm saying? Then you have to do what you have to do sometimes. You know, and you have to use that money for these basic necessities. I mean, you just can't go out there and just, you know, tell somebody, give me this deodorant right here so I can put it on my arm so I won't stink, you know, and I'll get you some money whenever. You know, catch what I'm saying? So, I mean, sometimes, yeah, money does come to an issue, but it's for practical reasons of survival, you know, basic necessities, but not to the point to where it's like I'm greedy, and I gotta have $1 million in my pocket just to have $1 million to go buy me a Lamborghini and all this kind of crap, you know.
So Drexciya is doing music because Drexciya is compelled to do it because, like you said, it's like a basic necessity to be expressing this.
Yeah, it's inside of us, you know, and this is what we want to do. But the thing is, too, I mean, if we can capitalize on the business side of things, too, and make some money out of it, fine. But like I told you, I make the money. The money don't make me, you know. I mean, yeah, I can do a deal for like $5 million. But the thing is, what I do with the money will be on a point to where it will be to support the things that I'm doing, you know, for my basic life. And I think if I deserve that money, then I deserve it, you know, for my hard work, you know. So I think you should get what you deserve, you know. So.
Okay, well, I don't want to keep you much longer. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about that we didn't go over or I didn't bring up? Anything that's been on your mind and been on Drexciya's mind that you wanted to put across to people? Because I know you don't do very many interviews, and Corolla was saying that you didn't plan on doing any more interviews for a while.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's probably gonna be over another 2 years or so before we actually do another, I guess, interview in magazines and stuff like that. But like I said, but people can always reach us through the email and stuff like that. We can always, chat like that. But as far as doing magazine interviews, we're not gonna be doing that. We're just gonna go back to doing what we've been doing for the longest. Just might touch and go here and there, but that's basically gonna be about it. So basically, people just gonna be feeling us and hearing us through the music. So do this stuff. All right, thanks a lot, man.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Stay deep, stay pressurized. Stretches out.